I had joined the Cast of Dragon's Den, and one of the things that was so interesting is how we build companies were really starting to change. So we were basically getting all of these entrepreneurs that were effectively, like, call them e-commerce entrepreneurs. So it was like, this is like a father and son team. They make like the little wooden cell phone cases. They make them in their garage, but they've sold like $1 million worth. So they make them for $10, they sell them for $50, and then it costs them $10 in Facebook ad spend every single time to complete that sale. That's their total all-in advertising cost. And so entrepreneurs like that would come on the show and they'd say, I'm looking for $100,000, I'm willing to give up 25% of my company, and I really need the help from a dragon. And so 2 years ago, I started looking at these deals and being like, this is not really the best model on how to do this, because these guys are actually going to be really resentful if I own 25% of their company. They really just need the money to go buy more Facebook ads and to go do more marketing. And so I started saying, instead of me taking 25% of your company, how about I give you the 100 grand? I'll take 5% of your revenue till I'm paid back plus 6%. So if you give me 100 grand, you owe me $106,000. All in, you never have to see me again if you don't like me again. We'll make it a really simple agreement. And so it's a capped revenue share. So unlike, kind of these royalties that go on forever. And it was actually pretty remarkable. So the first thing is I started winning a lot of deals on the show, which was good, because TV wins are great. And then we started building some technology around how to look into all of these like very deep data sources. So we were getting very good data around what your return on ad spend was. But the net of this all is last year we funded $143 million to entrepreneurs. So USD, so it's like almost $200 million Canadian. That makes us, as an investor, the largest Canadian fund. The large Canadian funds raise $100 million and it will take them 5 years to deploy. This year we think we can give entrepreneurs about $1 billion in capital. That's not even like a fake number anymore, that's a real number. And it's really because we've invented something very new for a different type of entrepreneur. An entrepreneur that really uses digital ads to scale their growth, which is truly a part of any business that you're growing today. And so we've created deals with all the big advertising platforms, the kind of the Facebooks and Twitter and Pinterest and wherever else you're buying these ads. And we're finding entrepreneurs from all over Canada, the US, and now the UK we just expanded into. So that was the exciting news there. You probably saw there was a couple of funding announcements, which were big. We stayed very much in stealth mode before this because I think as you figure out what your startup really does, you probably shouldn't talk about it too much, because you will sound like you're changing your mind every 5 minutes, which is pretty close to reality. And so we started doing the press in November, December. So we had a funding announcement around $70 million raised and then a $50 million raise. But I think we're gonna do a lot more. We're doing, our whole positioning is that we're better than equity or venture capital investors. I mean, there's nothing wrong with VCs, but if you give part of your company to a venture capitalist, you never get it back. It's really expensive. I mean, if you put $250K into Uber in the Series A, it's worth about $1 billion. So you think about how much they gave up to do that. And so what we want to do is every time an entrepreneur buys a digital ad, we want to fund them with our capital and not equity, because we will be way, way cheaper and you'll get to keep a piece of your company. So in many ways, it was like the most founder-friendly product I could have dreamed. It was like from all of my experiences, like not being able to raise money. Who knows if I couldn't raise money because I didn't have a good business or if it's because I was a woman, or I don't really care. But that experience, the experience of then raising VCs and seeing all of the downside that came with that, and the kind of desire to build a new product.